Hey folks, Matt from Printavo, and today we're going to talk about reclaiming. We're going to go through the process of reclaiming on press, cleaning off the ink, all the way through reclaiming in your washout booth. Today we're going to be featuring Easiway chemicals. Let's check it out and learn more. Alright, so today we're going to first start off on press. When you're on press, there's often a need to clean ink off. The obvious one, when you're done with a job, you want to scrape off the ink, put it back in the container, but it's a good idea to go ahead and rinse that ink off to make sure it doesn't harden up later on. You also may need to clean ink off quickly for an ink change. Maybe you got to go from black ink to a red ink, something along those lines. You want a good, effective ink cleaner that'll actually break it down and wipe it right off. We're going to go over two of those today, one a little more aggressive than the other, and see how they do. Now, today when I'm working, I'm not going to be wearing gloves. You should always wear gloves when working with chemicals, so do as I say, not as I do on these, okay? So reclaim actually begins on press with cleaning the inks off. I've gone ahead and carted the ink off of the screen. Now I'm going to use the two products Easiway sent in to test how well they work. On the left half of the screen, I'm going to use Plastisolv 842. On the right side of the screen, I'm going to use the Easisolv Solvent Cleaner 110, and we'll compare how they do. Let's test them out. So I'm going to leave a little gap there so make sure we can see the difference between the two. But overall, it's working very well to break down the Plastisolv ink that we were using and clean it up. I can see it working very well for most ink changes or as a cleanup after the job. So now on the right side, let's go ahead and try the a little more aggressive Easisolv Solvent Cleaner 110. So right away, I can tell that the 110 is really breaking it down much more. I also can smell it a bit more, which tells me it's a little bit more aggressive of a chemical to help clean up your Plastisolv or other inks. So comparing the two, they both worked wonderfully. I will say that the 110 did seem to make it a bit of a quicker process, a little less manpower to scrub it in, and it came up nice and easy. I'm happy with both results though. One great thing about the Plastisolv 842 is it will not actually harm your squeegee rubber even if it's on there for a prolonged amount of time. I'm going to go ahead and use this to get the residual ink off that squeegee. So now that we have screens free of ink, we're going to head over to the washout booth. First, we're going to use a dip tank in which we're going to put two screens in at a time, let it sit for a few minutes, and let that chemical and water mixture loosen up the emulsion as well as the ink. Then we're going to go ahead and use Easiway 701, which will help dehaze and degrease and clear off anything left on that mesh. A good scrub, a pressure wash, and a rinse will vacuum off the leftover water, and we're good as new. After we finish with the dip tank, we'll then try a concentrated stencil remover for those without dip tanks. Spray it on, scrub it, pressure wash, and continue with the 701 just like with the dip tank. Let's go ahead and see what that looks like. Alright, so I got the brand new dip tank from Easiway set up. I used the Easiway Supra. That is a 1:5 ratio. So I put in one of the 5s of Supra and I filled the rest with just water, meaning the majority of this is water. I'm going to go ahead and put two screens in there for roughly 2 minutes. After that, I'll take them out and begin the reclaiming process in the washout booth. Let's go ahead and get started. Alright, to check to see if they're actually ready, I'm going to bring them up and I'm going to look to see if the emulsion is loose yet. So I can see it's actually very loose. It comes off with my finger. This is definitely ready to come out. So we can definitely tell the emulsion is loose. I'm going to go ahead and use the pressure washer to rinse the rest of that emulsion off. Then I'm going to use the Easiway 701, spray that on, scrub it around. That is a degradant and a degreaser. It'll help break apart any of the ink as well as degrease and dehaze that mesh. I'll scrub that in, let it soak on one while I do the other. When they're both covered in 701 and scrubbed on, I'll then pressure wash those and give them a flood rinse, dry them, and they're fully reclaimed. If you don't have a dip tank, this is what Easiway offers for a concentrate stencil remover. It's a 1:50 ratio, so a little bit goes a long way. Let's go ahead and give it a shot. So just like after the dip tank, after you're done with the Easiway concentrated stencil remover, you're going to want to use a degreaser dehazer. We're going to use 701 in this case. So as you can tell, the concentrated stencil remover, Easiway's 500, works just as well as the dip tank. Overall, very impressive. Hopefully you found this video helpful to help figure out if you're using your chemicals correctly or what your process looks like. We would love to hear what other chemicals and processes you use in your shop. Leave them in the comments below, give us some tips, like and subscribe for more videos like this. Thanks.